So not only do we find seeds by traveling and by interviewing people, but we also do look through agricultural archives. I was recently in Virginia doing a research trip. I went to Thomas Jefferson's home in Monticello. Jefferson was the gardening president, and he kept detailed gardening journals, and so I learned a lot about what he was growing, and I was actually visiting with with Monticello's head historic gardener, and she has a really incredible personal collection of historic gardening texts, so I was trying to learn as much as I could about the history of various vegetables. I also found an online seed catalog library, so these are all catalogs from before all these seed catalogs are in PDF format, so you can go through them and research, and these are seed catalogs from the late 1800s until the 1950s. So this has been a way for us to research some of the old varieties that we have using old seed catalogs. And also it's pretty fascinating if you ever, I can give you guys the link if anybody's interested. This old seed catalog directory is pretty fantastic because some of the marketing schemes and techniques for selling seeds back in the day were really unbelievable. This one was kind of funny, so I wanted to learn more about the Crosby's Egyptian beet. This is something that we offer today, and I just sat down and thought about the name of that variety. I didn't have a lot of history on it, but I thought about the name, and I thought, Egyptian beet? What is the deal with that? So I found out that the Crosby's Egyptian beet was first offered in, I think, did I say? Yeah, first mentioned by J.H. Gregory in the 1888 seed catalog. So I went to the archive and I found that catalog, and I noticed something rather interesting. J.H. Gregory was selling an Egyptian corn, an Egyptian beet, and something else that was totally not actually Egyptian. So I started looking into why were people obsessed with Egypt in the 1800s. Yep, that one maybe too. Who knows? I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that. But this was Egyptomania. This was a time when people were just becoming super fascinated by ancient Egyptian history. So seedsmen, people apparently across the board for marketing were using the term Egyptian to sell seeds. So this was just a byproduct of Egyptomania. The real history of Crosby's Egyptian beet is fascinating to me because I was a market farmer. So Crosby was Uriah Crosby, Josiah Crosby's, pardon. He was a prominent Boston market farmer who was also really into breeding, and he had taken this old German variety of beet, and he had really refined it for to make it extra alluring for the farmer's market. So you can see how shiny that beet is. We did not lacquer that beet for the photo. They're just incredibly shiny. There's a beautiful, beautiful beet, and they're apparently they were bred to be very uniform, and just really enticing for the market table. So Josiah Crosby bred that beet, and then J.H. Gregory slapped the word Egyptian on there, and that is the true story of the Egyptian beet, because I had heard, oh, it's an Egyptian variety, da, 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 da. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. So these old agricultural texts have really helped us to actually clear some of the muddy information on some of these historic varieties, because a lot of the history is really hard to uncover. It's not always easy uncovering the histories of these seeds. They're not always super well documented, and also there's just sometimes J.H. Gregory just tells a straight up lie in his catalog, so it's really hard to uncover the truth. And so that was a really fun way to learn about this.